Hey there, money-savvy friends. Iggy the Investing Iguana here, and I've got an exciting video for you today that you won't want to miss. Have you ever found yourself daydreaming about what life would be like if you were earning a top salary in one of Asia's booming economies? Well, get ready to turn that daydream into a reality as we embark on a thrilling journey to uncover the secrets of Asia's highest earners. We'll be diving deep into the fascinating world of wages across the region's economic powerhouses, exploring who's raking in the big bucks and what it means for your own financial future. I will also make a comparison between Asian salaries with those working in Europe or the US. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll be armed with the knowledge and inspiration you need to start building the wealth you've always dreamed of. Let's do this. Picture this, you're standing in the heart of a bustling Asian metropolis. Skyscrapers tower above you, the aroma of delicious street food wafts through the air, and people hurry to their jobs. But have you ever wondered how much the average person earns in these dynamic cities? Well, wonder no more. Let's take a closer look at the earnings landscape in Singapore. Singapore, often referred to as the Little Red, packs a mighty punch when it comes to salaries. Despite its small size, this island nation boasts an impressive median monthly income of $5,197, which translates to approximately $62,364 per year. However, it's important to note that this figure doesn't represent the actual take-home pay for Singaporeans. In Singapore, employees and employers are required to contribute to the Central Provident Fund, CPF, a comprehensive social security system that covers retirement, healthcare, and housing needs. After subtracting the mandatory CPF contributions, the average Singaporean takes home around $49,891 annually. While $49,891 may seem like a substantial amount, it's crucial to consider the cost of living in Singapore. As a highly developed and globally connected city-state, Singapore is known for its high living expenses. Housing, in particular, can be quite costly, with many residents opting for public housing provided by the government's Housing Development Board, HDB. Despite the high costs, Singaporeans enjoy a high standard of living, excellent infrastructure, and a safe and clean environment. Let's take a closer look at the financial landscape in Hong Kong, a bustling metropolis known for its vibrant culture and thriving economy. According to recent data, the median monthly wage in Hong Kong stands at 19,100 Hong Kong dollars, which translates to approximately 3,300 Singapore dollars. On an annual basis, this amounts to a median income of 229,200 Hong Kong dollars, or around $40,000. However, it's important to consider the impact of Hong Kong's pension scheme, known as the Mandatory Provident Fund, MPF. Under this system, both employees and employers are required to contribute a portion of the employee's income to the MPF. As of 2023, the mandatory contribution rate is 5% for both parties, capped at a monthly income of 30,000 Hong Kong dollars. After accounting for these MPF contributions, the average Hong Konger is left with a take-home pay of about 217,740 Hong Kong dollars, or roughly 38,000 Singapore dollars per year. It's worth noting that Hong Kong follows a progressive tax system, with rates ranging from 2% to 17% based on an individual's income level. For instance, the first 50,000 Hong Kong dollars of annual income is taxed at just 2%, while any income above 200,000 Hong Kong dollars is subject to the highest rate of 17%. This progressive structure helps to ensure that lower income earners retain a larger portion of their earnings. The median annual wage in Taiwan is 518,000 new Taiwan dollars, which converts to approximately 21,600 Singapore dollars based on current exchange rates. However, it's important to note that employees in Taiwan don't take home their full salary. Taiwanese law requires employers to contribute at least 6% of each employee's monthly wages into a personal pension account. So for someone earning the median wage, their employer would deposit 31,080 new Taiwan dollars, 6% of 518,000 new Taiwan dollars, into their pension over the course of the year. After subtracting this mandatory 6% pension contribution, the average take-home pay in Taiwan comes out to around 486,920 new Taiwan dollars annually, equivalent to about 20,300 Singapore dollars. Keep in mind this is the median, so half of workers earn more than this amount while half earn less. Actual salaries vary considerably based on factors like occupation, education, experience level, and location, with wages tending to be higher in major cities like Taipei. The upside is that this pension scheme provides a decent retirement safety net for Taiwanese workers. Employees get their own portable pension account that follows them even if they change jobs. Once they reach 60 years old, they can start collecting monthly pension payments, with a minimum payout guaranteed by the government. So while take-home pay may be a bit less, the mandatory pension contributions do provide valuable financial security for the future. The average annual salary in South Korea is 47,145,828 Korean wons, approximately $35,800. However, it's important to note that South Koreans are required to contribute 4.5% of their salary to the National Pension (NP) scheme. The NP is a social security system that provides pension benefits to retirees, as well as disability and survivor benefits. After deducting this mandatory 4.5% pension contribution, the average take-home pay for South Koreans comes to around 45,024,265 Korean wons per year. In other words, although the gross annual salary is 47.1 million Korean wons, the actual disposable income is closer to 45.0 million Korean wons after accounting for the NP deduction. It's worth mentioning that South Korea also has a national health insurance (NHI) program which covers the bulk of an individual's healthcare costs. As of 2024, employees pay approximately 4.004% of their monthly wages towards NHI premiums. Employers make a matching 4.004% contribution. These NHI payments are separate from the NP deductions. So, in summary, while the mean annual salary in South Korea is 47,145,828 Korean wons, the take-home pay ends up being around 45,024,265 Korean wons after the 4.5% national pension contribution is deducted. This equates to a monthly salary of about 3,752,022 Korean wons that South Koreans have available to spend and save. Of course, individual income tax rates will also apply on top of this, but those vary depending on a person's total earnings and deductions. The average monthly salary in Japan is 318,300 yen, which translates to roughly 3,819,600 yen per year. After factoring in their national pension contributions, the average Japanese person takes home around 3,615,840 yen annually. While these numbers might seem impressive at first glance, it's important to consider the cost of living in Japan to get a more accurate picture of the purchasing power of these salaries. Japan is known for its high cost of living, especially in major cities like Tokyo, Osaka, and Kyoto. Housing, in particular, can be quite expensive, with rent for a small apartment in Tokyo easily exceeding 100,000 yen per month. Utilities, transportation, and food costs are also relatively high compared to many other countries. This means that while the average salary in Japan might be higher than in some other nations, the actual purchasing power of those earnings may not be as significant as one might initially think. However, it's worth noting that Japan also offers a high standard of living, with excellent public transportation, healthcare, and education systems. Many Japanese cities are clean, safe, and well organized, which can contribute to a higher quality of life despite the high costs. Additionally, while the cost of living in major cities like Tokyo can be quite high, living expenses in more rural areas of Japan are often more affordable. To put things into perspective, let's take a closer look at the estimated monthly costs of living, excluding rent, in each country. In Singapore, you can expect to spend around 1,500 Singapore dollars per month on everyday expenses such as food, transportation, utilities, and entertainment. Similarly, in Hong Kong, the average monthly cost of living is approximately 1,600 Singapore dollars. Taiwan is slightly more affordable, with an estimated monthly cost of 1,050 Singapore dollars, while South Korea and Japan fall somewhere in the middle, at around 1,400 Singapore dollars and 1,100 Singapore dollars respectively. It's important to keep in mind that while the salaries in these countries might seem impressive at first glance, a significant portion of that income goes towards covering these everyday expenses. For example, if you're earning an average salary in Singapore, you might find that after paying for your monthly living costs, you're left with a smaller amount of disposable income than you initially expected. The same holds true for the other countries mentioned. Therefore, when considering a move to any of these countries, it's crucial to factor in not just the potential salary you could earn, but also the cost of living in that specific location. This will give you a more accurate picture of your financial situation and help you make an informed decision. It's all about striking a balance between your income and your expenses and finding a way to make the most of your money while still enjoying a comfortable lifestyle in your chosen country. Now let's hop over to Europe. In Germany, full-time employees earn an average of $47,000 per year. France has a monthly average salary range of 3,000 to 3,500 euros, which adds up to between 41,000 and 42,000 dollars annually. The UK's median annual salary translates to around 40,000 dollars. Finally, let's check out the United States. The overall average annual salary in the US was about $59,000 as of late 2023. But it varies quite a bit by state, from a low of $45,000 in Mississippi to a high of $76,000 in Massachusetts. So, in summary, the US tends to have the highest average annual salaries, with Hong Kong and Singapore not too far behind. Major European countries like Germany, France, and the UK come next, with Japan trailing a bit in comparison. But keep in mind, these are broad averages and individual salaries can differ a lot based on specific jobs, industries, experience, and local cost of living. Taxes and other deductions also play a big role in actual take-home pay. Hopefully this gives you a general idea of how salaries compare around the world. Phew, that was quite the salary adventure. We've explored the financial landscapes of Singapore, Hong Kong, Taiwan, South Korea, and Japan. Remember, it's not just about the numbers on your paycheck. It's about making smart money moves and investing in your future. If you found this video insightful, give it a big thumbs up and share it with your friends. And if you want more juicy financial tips and tricks, smash that subscribe button and join the Investing Iguana family. Together, we'll navigate the wild world of finance and build a brighter tomorrow. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep investing in yourself. Iggy out.